It was a warm summer night in 2021, just days before Megan Newborough's 24th birthday, when she left her home to meet someone she trusted. She told her mum she was heading out for a quick walk, no makeup, no fancy outfit, just her usual casual self. Her parents didn't think twice about it. Meg was always responsible, and it wasn't unusual for her to go out in the evenings. But when the hours passed, and she still hadn't come home, her family knew something was wrong. Megan, or Meg as her family called her, was the kind of person who radiated kindness. She grew up in a tight-knit family with her parents, her sister Claire, and her brother John. She loved animals, dancing, and her little dog Frank. As an adult, she worked in HR at a brick manufacturing company called Ibstock Bricks, and everyone there knew her as friendly, dependable, and always willing to help. When her sister Claire spoke to police, she explained that Megan had gone out that night to meet a guy she'd been seeing, a 30-year-old co-worker named Ross McCallum. They weren't official yet, but they'd been spending time together and seemed to be hitting it off. He was charming, texting her sweet things every morning, calling her beautiful. Everything seemed fine, until that Friday night. Police began their search quickly after Megan's parents reported her missing the next day. Using number plate cameras, they spotted her white Citroën C3 driving near home the night before, which gave them a small sense of hope. But Megan still wasn't answering her phone, and no one had heard from her, so officers went to speak with Ross. Ross sounded calm, maybe too calm. He told the police that Megan had come over for about an hour, that they'd gone to McDonald's, and she'd left around 9. He said he'd been worried when she didn't text him back, claiming he'd sent her several messages asking if she got home safely.
Hi, is that Ross?
Hi, it is Ross, yeah.
Hi Ross, my name's Mia, I'm a police officer with Warwickshire Police. Hello. We've just come to your mum and dad's house. We're just looking for Megan, she's been reported missing. Have you seen her at all?
She came on Friday. I've been trying to call her loads.
Have you?
She came on Friday for about an hour.
Yeah.
Then she left about 9ish.
Okay.
I went to McDonald's.
Yeah.
And then she said she could me a call or a text when she got home. She never did.
She never did? Okay. So you haven't seen her since yesterday about, was it 9:30 you said?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Okay. And where are you at the moment?
I'm in Loughborough right now.
You're in Loughborough? Okay. What are you up to in Loughborough?
Sorry?
What are you up to in Loughborough?
I'm sort of having a few drinks in Loughborough.
Oh yeah. Okay. No worries.
But,
Are you in a relationship, you and Megan?
We've been seeing each other. She's HR at work. I work with her.
Yeah.
We've been seeing each other for about a month, and supposed to go out of the house this weekend.
Yeah.
Mum and Dad are at the house. We're supposed to go around, but she never turned up today. I'm supposed to meet at like 12 o'clock.
Right. And did she say anything of where she might be going or where she might be?
She said she was going to go to. She's like going to McDonald's on the way home to get like a vanilla milkshake.
Yeah.
That's it.
But when police visited his home in Colville, what they found inside changed everything. The living room was a mess. Items had been knocked over, and there was a wet stain on the floor that looked recently cleaned. On the walls and skirting boards were smears of what looked like blood. Ross had told his parents he'd spilled coffee, but the police knew better. When they found him later that night, he was out drinking at a pub. Officers arrested him on suspicion of kidnapping, and as they handcuffed him, he quietly confessed.
Involvement in the disappearance of Megan Newborough, and as a result I'm arresting you on suspicion of kidnap. So you do not have to say anything. No matter how you defence, you don't want to mention one question, something which you may later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. So I'm just going to put some handcuffs on you, alright? You can, I'll put these on first. Yeah, that's fine, no worries.
When asked where Megan was, he whispered, "Woodhouse Eaves." Then, when asked if she was alive, he said, "No." Police rushed to the location he'd mentioned, a quiet country lane lined with old stone walls and overgrown bushes. Around midnight, they found her. Megan's body was hidden under thick vegetation near the road. She was partially clothed and it was clear she had been strangled. Her throat had also been cut, but that happened after she'd already died. She was just 4 days away from turning 24.
Here! Hidden by all the leaves.
It's Steph, mate. Drive down.
Just down here, Sergeant. See her legs?
Oh.
Looks like she has a lot of time.
Investigators pieced together the timeline using CCTV and phone data. They learned that Ross had used Megan's car to drive her body out to the countryside. Despite not having a driver's license, he drove about 40 minutes north, dumped her body, and threw her phone into some bushes a mile away. Then he was caught on CCTV disposing of items: his clothes, a towel, some of Megan's things, and even her glasses, which had been bent as if crushed in his hand. What made it all even more disturbing was that during this time, Ross continued to send Megan affectionate texts and voicemails, pretending everything was fine. Minutes after he killed her, he texted, "You're farcing amazing," followed by, "Did you get home okay, baby?" as if nothing had happened. Later he even Googled how to tell a girl you love her and sent her a voicemail saying he was worried about her. Police found that in the months leading up to the murder, Ross had exchanged thousands of messages with Megan. He'd opened up about his insecurities, including his struggles with impotence, and she had been nothing but kind and supportive. But when things didn't go as he'd hoped that night, he snapped. Prosecutors later argued that he killed her in a fit of rage after being unable to perform sexually, an act of humiliation he couldn't handle. At trial, Ross admitted to killing Megan but claimed it wasn't murder, saying he didn't mean to do it. The jury didn't buy it. After a 6-week trial, it took them less than 90 minutes to convict him of murder. He was sentenced to life in prison, with a minimum of 23 years before he can even apply for release. Megan's family sat through every day of the trial, listening to the lies Ross told and the pain he caused. When the verdict was read, they finally broke down.
Which Megan was the glue that held us together. Our lives have been torn apart through this loss. I know how difficult it's been for my parents and sister to sit at court every day, listening to the web of lies spun by someone Megan not only knew, but whom she trusted, someone who clearly had no love for her at all. We're the ones now serving the life sentence. No amount of time in prison can bring Megan back. We have to carry on with our lives as best as we can, but Megan will never leave our thoughts. She was about to buy her first home and was excited for everything she had coming up. She was so eager to start the rest of her life.
Her father later said that Megan always saw the best in people, even in someone like Ross, who clearly didn't deserve her kindness. She lost her life trying to help someone, he said. In the months after, her loved ones honoured her memory in every way they could. Friends and family organised a 5K run to raise money for the White Ribbon Charity, an organisation that fights violence against women. 50 people ran together, covering a full marathon distance in total, just like Megan had once dreamed of doing.